I said 5K on the stream. Welcome up,
Mm.
everyone. I'll get back to what I was talking about. Let's brief intro. It's Wednesday, August 27th, 11:30 God's time. And what I was just saying off stream was I wish I would have kept my prediction from the stream with Ace and all of them, because I started off strong, my 5K, and then they were like, no, end of month, not end of week. And I was like, oh, probably between 4 and 4,500. And, I forgot that we have fucking Tom Lee putting on a fucking skirt and pom poms and cheerleading ETH all over fucking CNBC and Wall Street every fucking day, getting on every podcast he can to talk about why ETH is the greatest asset he's ever laid hands on.
They didn't bully.
They
No,
did not
that's funny because he
believe.
literally tweeted on, like, I think it was Sunday night or Monday, like, this trend line will hold, bid 40, didn't say bid, but like expect 4,300 to hold. The thing hit like 4,305 or something, a couple bucks off, and we're up, $300 plus right off that trend line. And it is a sweet, sweet trend line, but how many times is he gonna call it right?
I mean, as long as he's probably orchestrating or in the inside know of, some of the larger inflows. We're not in. We talked about it before. Like, we're not in the same environment that we were in last cycle, where some. I don't even want to call them whales, but just like, people that have been around for a while, people with big stacks of cash on Twitter that you're interacting with, were able to move the market or create narratives to shift sentiment to where those flows would come from the outside. Like, CT does nothing anymore outside of low caps, micro caps. Like, it's a different environment. There's new players with a lot more money. You thought you had a lot of money. Guess what? These people have a lot more, and they
What do
happen
you
to
mean
like.
your 10K bid isn't pushing the needle anymore? Is that what you're saying?
I even last cycle I was joking about that. They're like, these guys who you check their port and they got 100K and they're thinking that, like, putting half their capital into something that they're moving anything, like, was funny to me. But now it's like even the guys with like a few mil who would have been able to like create a candle that would, spark some eyes and kind of create some momentum shifting. Even those guys, I don't think have that power anymore. They need to be in tune with the outside flows and macro news, and I think whereas macro somewhat affected overall direction of all markets before, and crypto would follow TradFi. Now there's like this other set of opinions and flows from the macro side that are actually controlling the market, and we are just the audience. We're the peanut gallery now.
What's the
What's up,
guy?
Grand?
Just ride in the comet, dude. Sometimes you just feel like you're riding the comet. You just got to grab a hold of the comet and ride it.
Your two favorite burgers that aren't actually burgers anymore. Your two favorite base burgers.
So good, so good. Dude, what is happening? Oh, so there's a shift in the options world, right? So
Look at this, dude. It's so
yeah.
weird.
There's a
So
lot of
fun.
this. Yeah,
We
look at
talked
this.
about it on the stream with Ace and them, but like ETH is in its own world doing its own thing, and fucking BTC, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like shit.
But does it look
It doesn't
so
look like
bad?
shit. It doesn't look so bad like that.
No, but does it look so bad that it looks so good? Like it's so bad that it's good. Um, you have a shift in skew of Bitcoin and ETH, right? So
Look at this, like front end
uh,
31.6, so 32. Front end,
everything, yeah,
Jesus
everything is
Christ,
call
look at
options for
this.
ETH. Everybody is fucking bidding, and then people are a little more skeptical on the Bitcoin side. With they're still buying downside. Um, we'll see how this plays out. ETH is green on the day and Bitcoin's red. I don't know if that tells you much, but ES and US futures, ES and Q are okay. ES is just going for fucking all time high. Like it's $10 away or something. Like insane.
Excuse me.
Gold is sitting the same price it was since April. Um, and we have all this news, like, all the economy's over, so bad, the world is over. Like, I don't know, everything is fucking all time high. Even if you bought ETH at the beginning of August, dude, it was $3,400.
I was saying this weekend that we need to put a 5 on two things, and that was hype and ETH. And look at hype. Hype finally did
Hype
it.
hit a 5, little
Got a
5
5 on
zero.
got a 5 on hype, and now we just need ETH right here.
Yeah, but do you get this thing where like breakout traders just keep getting absolutely crushed? So we saw that on Sunday, which is like the worst day of all days to do anything, right? They tried pumping it into Sunday, and of course we fully retraced, and now we're trying to come back for that sweet 5K mark.
That sweet 5K mark. Let me find some of this. We were talking about XPL earlier. I want to talk about this a bit. If anyone doesn't know what XPL is Plasma, the the Tether Boys
Oh, they
stablecoin.
already launched the token? I thought it was something related to Ripple, honestly.
No, no, no. And that's what everyone was getting worked on was Plasma. Where is, let's see, XPL. I want to see some of these. Pull up some of these tweets. I know a lot of people who lost a lot, other people who got liquidated in profit, because His Excellency, supposedly, it's not 100% confirmed, but this guy has linked a wallet to him, or is claiming this wallet is his. I'll share my tweeters. Um, but allegedly just ran one of the nastiest plays on Hyperliquid. Wallet linked to Sun dropped 16 mil USDC, put it all into XPL, nuked the entire book at cent price plus 200% in 2 minutes. Shorts obliterated. Somebody lost 7 mil, total 16.6 gone. Then they went and loaded at the top, making 15 mil in profit, crashed the price back down, and he's still sitting on 15 mil XPL bags like nothing happened. His Excellency would like a word. Perp volume up 311% to 161 million. OI nuked 70%. Fees hit 7.7 million. Funding flipped from deep red to giga positive. And here was the charts I was seeing. This shit is nasty work.
Those market makers, nasty work by those market makers. Are you ready for today?
I'm ready for today.
NVIDIA earnings today. And all the news.
Yeah, they liquidated all the hedge Recedo. I saw so many tweets yesterday talking about fucking, oh, I hedged 10% of my XPL bag and got fucking wrecked. Oh, I decided to hedge on Hyperliquid and this shit happened. Like, let me see if I can pull it up on here. There we go. You can't even really tell here. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, it only happened on Hyperliquid. No,
Yeah, you don't see. Yeah. That's why. Never mind. We're on
it only
Binance.
happened there. Yeah. I mean, it did some fuckery on other exchanges, but like the major lick was only on the Hyperliquid.
0.4 to 0.58. Hedgers Richt. Yeah,
So
me and Marty were joking earlier. Cito was like, "Have you ever thought about just buying?"
yeah, why did you have to short it? Why didn't you just buy it? Imagine you made that. I think the guy was complaining he lost 185K. Well, what if you made 185K? Would you be here complaining?
Imagine that. Imagine. So we missed it. We didn't talk about it last. Cycle look at the future of finance. Marty, why don't you give your opinion on this? I personally, as much as I like respect Hyperliquid, and I think that they are kind of the darling child of pseudo on chain perps at the moment. I still feel like they're just the flavor of the cycle. Like, I think that there will be some new perp exchange that comes around, and everyone falls in love with uh, as soon as people stop making money, as soon as there's more incentive to trade somewhere else, right? Like everyone made a lot of people made a lot of money from losing money on Hyperliquid from the airdrop. A lot of people made money from making money and getting the airdrop. Hype itself as a token has performed outstanding um, this year since its release, and you can't really say anything bad about that. But just the nature of like crypto participants, uh,
No, they just go to the shiny new toy. It's nothing new. Like
yeah,
I think the only thing that like really hasn't stuck in crypto yet that like is in TradFi is like go try to open a new brokerage account and move your shares. And like why would you just do this every day, right? Or like every where in crypto it's like, oh, a new exchange popped up. Let's go try it. Let's go use it. Let's send our funds over in 5 seconds. You have like this instant movement of money, this instant gratification where like in TradFi, it's like you're married to your broker, right? Whatever, if it's in Brazil, you're on BTG, or in America, you're in
it's a
um,
pain in the ass. I had to move
Merrill
some
Lynch or
shares.
whatever you're fucking using. You're like married to them kind of indefinitely, and there's not a different incentive for you to go move over somewhere else unless maybe you're in the
Unless you
billing.
can't sell on the brokerage you're at. Like I had to
No,
move.
like unless the brokerage goes down, you're not moving brokerages. Like you're married.
I
Dude,
had to transfer
Mongo
some
database is
shares.
up 34% today. No fucking way, really? Sorry.
Why? What did they announce?
I don't know, but it went from 216 to 287. Mongo database is used in trading for stuff. Mongo data. They must have had earnings this morning.
Dude, Cito, I totally agree. Like, don't get married to a platform, have a few that you like even on centralized exchanges for off ramps. Like
What?
I use Coinbase and I use Kraken. I've never had anything bad happen on Coinbase from Coinbase's side. Uh, you know, saying a prayer right now that I didn't jinx myself saying that. Um, but I, have my Kraken account for when that happens, right? And I only continue to use Coinbase because it's convenient. My wires, because I've been doing it so long through my bank, they're usually the same day. If not, they're the next day, depending on the time of day that I do it. Like if I do it later in the evening, then I'll probably get it the next morning. And the only time I ever ran into issues was the first time that I wired from there to my new bank. They held that for like a week while they try to sort out where the money came from. Um, but I've never run into any issues, and I'm not married to them. I don't give a shit. Like if Coinbase went down tomorrow, I don't keep any funds on there. I don't trade there. I literally use them for an off ramp, and I do all my trading on chain.
I think that's the problem with crypto is like, oh, if the fucking exchange goes down, which happens way like sure brokerages go down too, but it happens way more in crypto. Um, I think in the US specifically, you have the major players. Um, let's call it Chase, Schwab, Merrill Lynch, whatever. UBS is now even trying to make a stamp for high net worth individuals in the US. It's like those guys, Wells Fargo, right? Those guys, or I guess that's Merrill Lynch's Bank of America, right? But yeah, they're not going anywhere. If they are, they'll be saved by the government, right?
Well, they
Like
feel threatened right now. You saw they're trying to push back on the
Staples.
ability. Yeah, well, stable yield. They're trying to push back on this ability for exchanges to offer incentives and yield essentially on stable coins because they feel like there's going to be a flight from banks and
Money markets.
brokerages.
Well, why don't they just offer it? So a few Brazilian banks have partnered with Circle. You have Nubank, which is Nubank is Jesus Christ, is Warren Buffett's baby. Was Warren Buffett's baby. Biggest e-bank, digital bank in Latam. And
Or
then
they
you
should
have
have.
BTG, which is another Latin America bank. They partnered with Circle, so you can deposit, buy, sell, withdraw USDC into your account, and you can even get the native yield. So they're clipping a few bips on that, right? So it's like, why not just play the game and just take, I don't know, take 1%. Just tell users that they're going to get fucking 3%, and you're getting 4. Like they would be totally happy with getting 3% versus Dude, I think in the US, like a regular checking or a savings account is like 0.01% interest, something insane unless you're in money markets.
No, dude, it was for me for a long time. The bigger banks, yeah, but like New York Savings, I think they're now
Mhm.
Flagstar, and they're all over the U.S. They have a high yield savings that the only requirement is you have, I think, at least 25K in there,
Mm,
and if you do, you're earning like close to 4%.
okay, but that's a product that they offer. They're just doing money market. Like the regular person with $100 isn't getting 4% or 3%, right? Like,
No, they're getting like 2 point something. Because my son's, well, I have a savings that's under like a custodial that says because he's not obviously old enough to have a bank. Um, Maybe he is, but um, and his because there's only like I don't know less
I
than
sent
five
you the
grand in
link.
there. He's still getting a lot, and it blew my. That's why I left Chase because Chase I was with forever, 16 years, and their savings, if you have just regular savings, it's like 0.01%, like you were saying. And I was like, what the fuck is how? Like what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I stay
Why?
with you?
Yeah. Don't you want to provide like a better service for your clients? Like, even if you're getting 4.5%, and you're giving them 2 or 3, like, okay, come on, guys, like, let's help them out.
Yeah, it's total
Yeah,
shitty amounts for
shit
him.
amounts. So this is in January. I went to the event. Um, New Bank, Crypto Brazil. If you have a balance of 10 USDC, you're getting a fixed rate of 4% a year. Like, why not just fucking partner with, like, if these banks are so scared, why don't they just partner with Circle and offer it as a service and be the first to offer, have the first mover advantage, get the USDC deposits and play the game. Why is it so difficult?
Grant says it's diabolical in Europe that he's got to move money to money market funds, manage it with the funds he looks after, and it's just shitty.
Dude, Europe, you have to pay to have a bank, dude. It's terrible.
Well, to be fair, in the US, you also kind of pay to have a bank. They charge you like yearly, like what, 25 bucks or something for some of these banks.
Yeah, but if you have X amount of money, you don't pay shit anymore, right? Like, they offer like these premier accounts. Maybe it's a marketing scheme or something. Like, you I don't know, let's say you have $5,000. They're like, oh, we can upgrade you to some premier account. It's just $25 a month, or $25 a year. But if you have $100,000, it's free and you get free wires. And like, if you have a hundred
Yeah,
grand, you're not like paying for $35 wire fees anymore. Like, it
yeah,
all of these fees, and it's like some marketing gimmick to screw poor people even more.
yep.
I haven't paid a wire fee in years.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I
But
remember
like
when
a
I was
receiving
paying wire
wire fee,
fees.
dude, it used to be $15, I remember, or up to 35. I've never
Yep, I
paid.
was gonna say it was 35 bucks,
Yeah.
25, 35 bucks. He's Grant saying more than that on some of his US accounts. He pays like 150 a month. Now that's fucking crazy. 3 to 5K a year. Wow.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I
at that
think
point, short
mine.
those fucking banks and long hyperliquid pair
I
trade that
think
shit
I think
at
my
that rate.
most expensive bank account is $250 a year.
But you have this thing with credit cards too, like, oh, get the Amex Platinum, get the Chase whatever. It's $700 a year, $500 a year. But if in Brazil too, dude, there's one. I have it. It's fucking $800 a year for this fucking credit card. It's like the most expensive credit card I've ever heard of outside of the black card. And it's, oh, but if you spend fucking 5 grand a month, it's free. Oh, I spend 5 grand a month. Like, I put everything on it, and hit 5K a month, no problem.
Dude, worst decision I ever made was getting a platinum. I got it because I was traveling a ton and I was like, makes total sense. Fucking get all the lounges, all the
Yeah.
benefits from
Perks.
everything. And then I had a baby and I stopped traveling.
Yeah, and now the gold is better for you because
So
restaurants is like 5% or 5 points or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
so I don't use it for shit. It's just throwing away $500 a year.
I think it's more now, dude. I think it's like almost 700.
I need to check. I know
But
I'll ask Grant.
they do a bunch of shit now, like $200 of Uber, $200 restaurant credit, and they're gonna revamp. I think in September for the platinum. I think it's gonna be like 400 for hotel credit, 200 for the Uber, like 200 for Resi, which is like open
I love
table.
Resi. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I used to
Like so
set all
okay,
that
if you
up.
use those three things, you're getting the fucking $500-$600 worth, right? But yeah, if you just sit there and don't fucking use it, and of course you have to register and use the code, and it's a hassle to go through. But I think just the Uber, the Resi, and the hotel credit covers the
You
five
know,
six hundred bucks.
back when Resi first came out, I was a integration specialist. I used to go out and set all those POS systems up for people. Some of the networking that you had to do was fucking totally like obnoxious. They claim that it's wireless, but like it's all wired in. It's just like it's just that uh you can use it on Wi-Fi, but like
Mm.
you still have to wire fucking everything. And some of the infrastructure at these like restaurants, like they're not built to like have that. They're set up to have fucking, they were coming from having machines where they were still punching in everything. So zero infrastructure set up, and you have to wire all their shit through the ceilings of the fucking office, and pain in the fucking ass. But I do like it. I think it's actually
Okay,
Resi's
I
probably one of
have
the
a
better ones.
question for America. Why is it so fucked in terms of? I'm gonna send you this picture.
All right, send me.
Okay, why didn't it work? Okay, what the fuck? Just copy the image. Come on, guys. Paste the image. Come on, Apple, don't let me down. Oh, it's letting me down. Here, I'll just send it to you in the Eden chat. Okay, so in the good old the rest of the world besides America, let's say Europe or Brazil or whatever,
We
the
have
credit.
these. They use
Yeah,
these now everywhere.
now they're starting, but okay, the credit card is done at your table. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been like that in other countries, right? They bring the
Yeah, they do that
machine.
now here.
Yeah, they bring the machine to your table, okay? But in Brazil, every fucking machine has, dude, it has a QR code scanner on the thing, on the machine.
Let
You,
me pull this up for our
waitress,
viewers to see.
the waitress can pull in the order right from this machine. The print check comes right from this machine. Apple Pay, Pix, QR code, everything is all right there on the machine. Okay, but sometimes in America, it's like, oh, I want to go pay something, and oh, do you have Apple Pay? Oh yeah, sure. Walk into the fucking kitchen to the POS system in the back and tap your card. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, has nobody?
No,
Um,
this is now like taking over. Even a lot of the restaurants, like one of my favorite spots I go to is like serverless. Technically, like they have food runners, but
mhm.
when you come in, they go and seat you to a table. You scan a QR code at the table and pull up the menu. You order everything from your phone. Food runners will run out the food. You go up to, like, if you want to get wine or drinks, like you go up to their wine bar, order from there. You scan,
Perfect.
everything's just on your phone, and then when you're done you just pay on your phone. Like there's no one that interacts with you for payment. And then a lot of other places you'll see them walking around with these things. Even at like concerts you'll see this now. A lot of concerts are cashless, and they'll only take credit cards. And
No, but like us in
Mastercard.
Brazil, let's say you go to the bar or the concert or whatever, they have this machine. The machine prints out your whole ticket, and then you take that ticket to the bar, and there's no cash at the bar, right? So you have 20 or 30 people with these fucking machines with a little sign, cashier basically sign, and then it prints out the whole order, whatever, three drinks, one food, and then you rip that and take that to the bar. So the bar is just, or the kiosk is just pumping orders instead of, oh, what do you want today, um
Even like some fucking like restaurants, like I don't want to say IOP, but shit like that.
mm,
They do that now, where they'll your print you have a little thing at the table. You know what I saw it? I saw it at Texas Roadhouse, where they had the thing at the table. You just fucking can scan
it was
and
like
pay there. You
chili
can order
back
everything
in the
from
day
there.
used to have that.
Olive Garden's been doing that forever. Like they had their little fucking kiosk at the table that had all the games on it, and you still had a server come, but you could just order and pay for everything from that little like POS thing.
All right, let's get back to the fucking. So
Crypto.
America needs to get better in their tech, okay? Like third world, second world countries have this for fucking years, and America's now just doing this.
All right, let's talk
Nvidia.
about Easy Token. We didn't
No,
talk
let's
about
talk
this the other
about
day.
Nvidia real fast.
All
Nvidia
right, go ahead.
today. Prepare yourselves.
Talk
I
to
think
me.
it's the last big tech earning. It's the only thing that fucking matters. You had the U.S. really fucking with the Nvidias in the past few months. You know, you had the tariffs. You said, "Oh, you can't sell this specific chip." Oh, you have 100% semiconductor tariff. I don't even think that ever came in, right? That was just a headline that passed. They're not paying 100% over, right? Um, they are supposed to still make like 40 billion or something. Sales of 46.05 billion in the Q2.
Yeah, they're setting for 260 billion price swing after earnings implies a roughly 6% swing for the shares in either direction following the results.
Yeah, exactly. So if Nvidia is good, the pump it's almost like every fucking headline is so negative that it's going to be positive. You know, I don't want to, not financial advice, but everything I'm reading, like, oh, the tariffs, oh, it's so bad. Like, dude, if Nvidia goes down, we're all going down with it. Okay, that shouldn't be that hard to understand. If Nvidia goes down, it had a little wick this morning to 179. It's been bought back up. Like, either we're going to fucking all-time highs and keep the fucking train running, or it's so over right now, and you heard it here first.
Sheesh. Except for ETH, because you don't want to not believe.
Yeah. Don't not bully, but
Moon said
prepare.
the ETH whales are waking out. Shout out to Tom Lee.
Yeah. And if
Well,
you buy options on Nvidia for the fucking one DTE for tomorrow or whatever for the week, you're probably going to be fucked anyways. Like, even if it goes, unless it's some outsized move, like maybe you buy in the money or something if you think it's going to go up. But I think you're Jesus, dude. August 29th, Fridays. No fucking way. A hundred vol, dude.
wow.
107. 107 at the money, dude.
It's like, you can
Oh
look
my god.
and think like, right, how NVIDIA's price action is going to kind of tell you what's going to happen to everything else. But then
Yeah.
on the other side of it, you have these treasury companies buying fucking, 8, 9 figs in ETH and getting approval from their board of directors to shove fucking hundreds of millions into ETH over the next, few weeks. So like, which way, Western
Which
man?
way, Western man?
Well, I just saw one yesterday, or maybe, yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. ETHZilla is a
Hmm.
treasury firm, and their board of directors approved a buyback of up to 250 million. So it said it added another roughly 7,500 ETH, bringing its total supply to over 102,000 ETH, bought at an average price of 39.4872.
Well, ETH is going up. Bitcoin is up 112. Sol is up 7% on the day. Hype is up fucking 4% on the day. ES is up 0.2%. Okay. NQ is up 0.15. Fucking Nvidia just bounced $2 from that wick. It's green on the day. How much better
And
condition
bro,
do you
dude,
want?
I
All you had
forgot
to do
last
was buy
week.
any day besides the past fucking week, and you would have been green on fucking anything. Maybe besides Microsoft.
Last week, SharpLink
Shark
approved.
Link.
Yeah, SharkLink for sure. They are. SharpLink approved a 1.5 billion stock repurchase program. It's just like, uh,
Keep the
I think
flywheel going, dude.
things are going to get really crazy, right? Like I am of a.
Where are we in the cycle, dude? Let's clip this for Weka. Where's Weka? Where are we in the cycle?
We were talking about this on the last stream, right? Like I'm, I'm in a. My mind is in a weird place because prior to all of these DATs and Tom Lee fucking shoving ETH down everyone's throats every day that he can, I was firmly set on selling everything in November. Like, I don't care if it went up like early November, I was going to sell everything. I didn't care if it went up another 15, 20% or whatever over the next few weeks after that, or even into December. Historically, November is usually a good place to sell when we're running up the way we are. But the thing that has me kind of like questioning my own strategy are all these treasury companies. And it's not just that they exist, right? Like them existing means nothing. Like they're, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're smart. Um, but the amount of ETH that they're getting approved to buy and the consistency in which they're buying is like, when does that end? How much more TradFi money is going to froth at this and drool over it and want to shove in? What are their price? Like the price targets I'm seeing from TradFi, the more realistic ones are like, between 7 and 10K. And so it's like, if we're not there by November and we're still getting news like this, where, fucking boards are approving
Billions,
9-figure,
billions, as
yeah,
Trump would say. Yeah.
10-figure fucking treasury buyback strategies, like, or stock buyback strategies, like why? It just seems silly to fade that.
Yeah,
So
just get out of the way. Just ride the fucking wave.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
just get out.
I won't be using any levers, but I'll keep my fat spot bag and just chill. So we'll see what
Well, what
happens.
happens when these guys? Weka asked me. So in the last newsletter, I put a little segment in there. Like, there's the cycle has changed, right? So you have it used to be Bitcoin, ETH shitters or Bitcoin, ETH memes. Now it went Bitcoin shitters. ETH was fucking stagnant for a year. Nothing happened, right? You had the ETF come out. You had opportunity to buy April at 1400. It was over in April, right? It was
I
fucking
didn't
over.
buy back till 18. Like it
But it
went
was over.
down.
It was beyond over, right? And the only reason that we're still talking about it is because it's so back, but it was fucking over, right?
Yeah,
And now you have a different cycle where it's like you just have three tradable products in TradFi on the CME. You have Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. So they're in the playbook with Bitcoin, which is do the basis trade until the basis is juiced all the way out, squeezed all the way out, then move into um, these treasury companies accumulating, and then they're probably going to move into selling options. And the
I was
miners
just
have
gonna
been
say that. Yep.
yeah, and miners have been selling options for the beginning of time, and they're getting more and more into it. But what happens when they're called DATs? I'm not even sure. I don't even like that
Digital
word.
asset treasuries.
Yeah, retarded. I don't like that word. It's like KOL. I don't like that one either. What happens when these guys decide, okay, we're going to do ETH treasury management service, and we have billions of ETH, and vols right now are in the 60-70 handle. Okay, they're gonna fucking mute that shit to zero, just like they're doing in Bitcoin. So the next, I don't do I dare say it, the next playbook that they'll do is the same playbook but for Sol.
Well,
So
no, 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 no. Hold on.
is
There's a
Sol the
different. I'm
fucking
happy. No, no, no. I'm happy you
golden
brought this
child
up
here?
because no, no. Uh, Ari Feldman was on a stream the other day, and he spilled the beans. He said the quiet part out loud
Talk to me.
that nobody wanted to hear, and that is the thing with the Sol Treasury companies. What they're doing is they're selling locked Sol. So the retail is going to get wrecked, right? Because they're able to profit. They're able to sell the shares based on the inflated value of this Sol, but it's locked, right? So like
Mm,
anyone that's
so
buying
they're
into
buying at a
that,
discount already.
yeah, yeah. So the Sol playbook is, is not the same as the ETH playbook. You're not buying open market, ETH from the open market. They're buying a lot of locked Sol that's not going to unlock for fucking a few years, and they're just going to dump it on retail's head.
Mm, I like it. I like the playbook.
I saw some other ETFs that were filed. Bitwise filed a Chainlink ETF, and then
Oh god.
funny enough, I actually think that makes sense. As much as people don't like Chainlink, well, I think people don't like it because of the price action and the consistent dumping by the team. But as an actual protocol and like real world use, like I think it's one of the platforms, protocols, products that actually makes sense and has always kind of made sense to me. Um, so I understand the filing for that, right? Like, but the other one that was funny to me is I'm trying to think what they were called, like Canary Capital or something, just filed for a Trump ETF for the meme coin, right? And like
Jesus.
those are the things that more worry me, right? Like when you see a lot of that happening, that's where like things are frothy, right? Like if shit like that starts getting approved, then it's like, then I don't know.
Yeah. We have three assets. We have Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol that are tradable right now. Um, I guess XRP is there too, right? But
XRP makes sense as much as I hate it, and every person in crypto hates it
yeah,
who's,
and the
not a
daily
normie.
volume's like up is insane.
But
Dude, one contract, dude, I love fucking TradFi. Guess how much one contract is of XRP?
ton
One contract.
589.
No, 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 no. Like, no, no, no. Like the amount of
I
XRP.
know, I'm just joking.
No, oh, 589, the standard. Okay, come on. No, the contract multiplier. So one contract equals X amount of XRP.
How
Take a guess.
much?
50,000 XRP, one contract.
Oh, why? That's just weird.
Oh, but
Like,
dude,
what's
TradFi
the
is great,
logic
dude.
behind it? Yeah, but like, what's the logic behind it?
Oh, but that XRP was 40 cents when they did it, and now it's $5 or whatever. Now it's $2. Even well, and then they have well, TradFi is funny. So they have the main one, and then they have minis, and then they have micros. So there's something for everybody. So even the regular Bitcoin one is 5 Bitcoin. So if you trade one contract, it's 5 Bitcoin, and then they have even in ES, even in SPY futures, they have the main one, the macro or the micro, and the mini. So there's something for every trader, but 50,000 XRP is one contract for the main one.
Yeah, coming back to the Sharplink thing, it was yesterday that I
Sharplink?
saw it. We'll call them Sharklink from now on.
Yeah, Sharplink.
Their treasury right now is sitting at 3.6 billion before we ran up today, right? They have
Was it like 3% run?
they just bought another 56,000 ETH, right? So which is great. 250 million worth of ETH they bought in the last month. So lifting holdings nearly 800,000 ETH. Like I don't think
Crazy.
people don't realize those guys have like a shit ton of money. And what I was saying is they can inflate the value of SharpLink even more because the co-founder or the founder is the founder of Consensus. They have a ton of products under Consensus, right? They have Linea, they have MetaMask, uh, fucking Consensus itself, right? Like all of those could technically be bought and absorbed by SharpLink and inflate the value to billions more, giving them even more equity to turn around and buy more ETH. So that's the thing that like makes me second guess everything, right? That like the people that are now controlling a lot of this price action and that are extremely bullish on Ethereum, they have just like unlimited amounts of capital. They could
Yeah, but
shove.
it's not like okay. It's not that it's unlimited. It's
It's not unlimited, but it's
No,
much more than is
it's
fathomable
much
to most
more
people
than
in
a
the market.
retail buyer for sure. And I guess what we can pull up is the total inflows of ETF since the beginning. Bitcoin is 54.3, let's call it 54.3 billion, and ETH is at 13 billion. So what happens, and ETH has always been way less. It's always been like 5% of the total inflows of Bitcoin. So what happens if we get to, I mean, dude, the fucking open interest chart is absolutely insane. But what happens if they find another 20 billion, 30 billion to throw at it and we match the Bitcoin ETF inflows? That's an insane amount of buying. Of course, the ETFs at the beginning are paired with the basis and they roll it every quarter. So we have to think about that too. But, when you have that demand, it punches the price up,
All right,
pushes
look at
them.
this. Yeah.
So what happens when,
Look at the
if there's another
26th.
10, 20, 30 billion of inflows matching the Bitcoin ETF? Like, it's going to be insane.
Right now, the 26th total 455 million on ETH compared to Bitcoin, 88 million.
Yeah. Yeah. So time to pump it up, dude.
Yeah. I got to get
But
out for another
what's
meeting.
the targets?
Let's
I
close
saw a
this
bunch of
out after the
targets. I saw
targets.
80K. I saw 7,500.
I
What's the
saw, dude, I saw a
consensus?
crazy one of like 170 or some shit because they were comparing it to like oil. Like people will make up all kinds of crazy shit, and the same thing that I've said before, I'll say again. I'm not sure that I want to be around like by the time that that actually happens. Like if we're not talking about like 50 years out from now, like I'm not sure I want to live in that world. I mean, sure, I'll be fine. I have a lot of ETH, but like it would be a pretty bleak scenario where the dollar is worth so little that Ethereum is worth $170,000.
Oh yeah, that's retarded. Just like the Bitcoin 31 million or 30 million, whatever, 32 million a
Yeah,
coin is like you don't want to live in that fucking world, dude. Like, yeah.
yeah.
But even if okay, what are your thoughts on some philosophy or some thoughts on, markets are always here, but markets are meant to be um as a trader, you're supposed to leave the market at some point, right? Like all these people, they just work the market their whole lives, and what do they have to show for it? Some money or whatever. Like at what point is enough
Unrealized
money?
gains. Oh, you're talking about like what is enough? Like all these people
No,
that are
not
like
like
actually
enough,
talking
like
about like
dollar wise, but what's enough where you're like the market is, gifted me X amount of money. I have X amount of freedom already, right? At what point do you exit or leave the market in terms of not checking the fucking price every day?
I mean, I think that depends on like what you're doing in the market, right? If you're a trader, then like you have to decide like what's enough for you to live off like interest for the rest of your life and not trade, or what's enough to live off interest plus like a part-time job that's a passion of yours to like stay interested. A lot of these people don't work at all, and that's the funny thing to me. Like they just stopped working, so they're completely disconnected from the real world. And even Kobe said like a year ago that he's always had a job, just to keep him grounded. Like nobody knows what the fuck he was doing, but like he always did something to kind of keep him grounded to the rest of the world.
Dude, you just go to the fucking farmer's market. It's like Kobe's beef. You're like, what the fuck? What the hell is
but I think
happening?
for like people that are building like things in the space, like that's their job, that's their passion. So it comes to the point of like they probably quit when they get to into their 50s maybe. Like you see guys who are like heads of foundations and like heads of some of the larger protocols, like they're in their late 40s and into their 50s and stuff. They were professors at colleges and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that before they got into crypto. So I don't think there's like an age that you need to get out. It's really just like, are you passionate about what you're doing in this sector? If you're a fucking if you're working in the tradfi like finance sector, you're gonna fucking work until you retire. Or you have enough money, like either till those benefits kick in, you can leave, or until you have enough money to live stably. And I think that goes the same here, as long as you're not a trader. Like if you're working for a protocol or you're building something, you're a founder, you're probably going to do that until you're ready to enjoy life. Um, sure, I don't really have to, but I love like what I do. And the bigger thing is that like when we started building in the option space and no one was doing it, we kind of all had the passion to like stick around until it was a thing, right? Like we still believe that like it's the one financial tool, the TradFi tool that hasn't caught steam that will. And it's like, do you really want to be the guy or the team that was building something and then you quit just before like it took off? Like I'd rather be around and compete in the arena once all the eyes are there, right?
Yeah.
And if that means that like we have to do whatever we have to do to still be around by then, we will. But it's already been 4 years. Bull or bear, we've still been building. The only thing you've ever seen me talk about besides like posting memes and like maybe the NFTs I bought during the NFT cycle is options and like, crypto news, like shit that's going on that I can make fun of. But like building an options exchange and building it better than anyone else has been like my passion forever. And for Marty, it's been market making.
Oh yeah.
So like when will I stop? Like I'll probably stop when I'm like too old to care. Like not when I have like enough money to not care.
Well, let me ask you this: is 47 billion enough? Ken Griffin is fucking
I
worth
dude,
it.
I think for most people, not even into the multiple million, like into eight figs is. I think eight figs is maybe more than enough. Like low millions, you could live off the interest, live a normal life, and be fine.
Oh
Like you
yeah,
don't
yeah. Yeah,
I
for
see
sure.
all these fucking crazy people talking about like I remember when I was a kid, like $1 million in the bank would have netted you 40 grand a year, and back then you could actually like live a normal life off 40 grand a year.
Oh,
But
sure. I
now,
think it also depends. You want to live in fucking New York, Chicago, LA, or you want to fucking move to fucking Montana or, middle of the country and fuck off and, have your own fucking life. Like 100 grand a year goes a long way where in the city it doesn't, right? Like, but
totally.
I don't mean the boonies, but like, oh, you could
No,
live a
just move to
fucking,
the suburbs, fucking 30, 40 minutes off from the city, and you're gonna live totally fine.
yeah, for 100 grand a year, you'd be just fine. Dude, Ken Griffin is worth 47 billion. And I watched an interview with him. I don't know. I think it was the Stanford one, or they do like these fireside chats. And he was
Exactly,
like,
Grand. Yeah, the
they're like,
interest
"What
will
do you
pay your
do
rent and
every
pay your
day?
groceries.
What do you do every day?" That's what he said. Like, what's something you do every day? He's like, "Oh, I check my portfolio, my P&L every day." I'm like, dude, imagine checking your fucking portfolio on 40 billion or
Yeah.
whatever.
Market
Like,
moves fucking 2%
market moves
down.
0.01%. You're down a fucking city.
I can't imagine. And the thing is, like, I don't even like. That's not even the amount of money that I dream about ever having. I'm as long as I'm making more, as long as I'm outpacing inflation, I'm happy. Like, is really the thing. If I'm
No, I think
outpacing
it's
inflation
different,
every
right? If
year,
you're 20, okay, I think that's also part of the issue with crypto is like it's a lot of young participants and they're like, "Oh, I need to make fucking $100 million today or I'm going to be poor when I'm 60." And it's like, ideally, you probably just need like imagine you're fucking 20 with $5 million. Like, dude, that's plenty.
you're
Plenty.
fine. Yeah.
You're
Go
totally
fucking, dude, get out of crypto, go
you're
invest in
totally
stocks and fucking find a
Yeah,
high
we're
yield
like
savings
we're
account
not
or a
even
money market.
connected into the real world because that's an insane amount of money. Even $1 million at 20 is fucking insane.
I got
A
some
couple
tax
hundred thousand
attorneys
dollars
that'll
at,
help you
at
set up
20.
a very nice structure to be able to take out loans to yourself and live, tax free or income tax free, and pay all your bills, property
A
taxes,
low
groceries and
couple
shit.
hundred grand at 20 is insane. You don't even need a few million at 20 years old. She's like, come on, guys.
I've met a few guys who are there because they sold, little bullshit like startups and stuff, or they just grinded and they had the luxury of living with their parents and they worked a ton of different jobs and they saved up money, invested it, and like, maybe they have like 500,000 and they're like 22. It's like,
Yeah,
damn,
that's
dude.
insane, dude.
I
That's insane.
wish that when I was that young, like I had that I thought to do those kind of things, but I was too busy going to parties and looking for
Yeah,
girls
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Well,
it's not based in reality at all. Not many people make $1 million, and on crypto Twitter, like people think that like
no,
having
especially
multiple
Europort,
millions is
dude.
like
Like Europort, like 60K, 70K is like an insane job, dude. Like that's an amazing job. You went to school to make 70K. And
yeah,
like people don't realize like, oh, we're over here posting P&Ls of fucking 100 grand, like I saw Han Solar was posting P&Ls of 2 million today. Like, dude is fucking totally disconnected from the real
yeah,
fucking world.
yeah. All right, I gotta pop off. I gotta hop on
All
this
right,
other meeting, but we'll be back later today on the Premium Account Boys. Who do we have with us? I know it's something.
Marusha, the Frenchie.
Marusha, yeah, our Frenchie. We'll be on with Marusha, so check back in like 2 hours ish, hour and a
Any
half.
questions from Marusha, ping me DM or in the options with Marty chat and we'll get it going.
Catch you later.